In this brief masterclass, we are going to teach you how to engage your core correctly, to create a bulletproof core. And let's be honest, if not now, but maybe at some point in your life, you have looked at your stomach and you thought, I want a flat tummy. And you've gone to do sit-ups or a plank and you've done it for a bit. And then you saw a little bit of change, but that was it. Or you've had back pain or whatever it may be, and someone said you need to get a stronger core. Okay? And that's something we all desire, let's be honest. But because of the world we live in, we actually have lazy cores. Our core isn't needed a lot. We get up out of bed, we walk downstairs, we sit down, we then stand up, we walk to the car, get in our car, we sit down, we get up, we walk to work, we sit down, and then we do that in reverse. Times that by years, for some of us, let's be honest, we start to forget how to use it. And there's a saying, use it or lose it, okay? If you don't use your core, you don't require it in day-to-day activities, then there's no wonder that when you go to the gym, the first thing that goes is your back. Or you get up off the sofa after years of not exercising and your back just goes one day. Because we start to put all that pressure on our spine. And if you picture one of those plastic rulers you used to have in school, apparently they were shatterproof. But if you keep bending that ruler, okay, eventually it will snap. Or it will go warped. And that's what happens to our spine. We put a lot of pressure on our spine. Luckily, your spine won't snap, but your back will go, okay? It will ache. So then we avoid things even more, okay? So what we're gonna do today is teach you how to engage your core from the off. From everything from sitting down on the sofa to doing a deadlift, or flipping running a marathon, whatever it may be. We're going to teach you how to engage it correctly. And with that, you can build a fortress that's going to allow you to engage those 29 muscles in your core stomach area, which will then have a direct influence on that body fat that you're storing in that area. Okay, so the first thing I want us to do is perform a little bit of a test. This is just going to show you directly how little our core is working, okay? All I want you to do is lie on your back, okay? Knees bent, head back, and I want you to try and sit up without using your feet, okay? So literally, try sit up and then lower yourself back down. What you'll probably find is, if I try and go really slow, is the first thing I want to do is lift these up. Okay, I might not even be able to get up. I have to throw myself up to get up. Okay, but the first thing that happens when I try sit up, my feet lift up. And that's because my hip flexors are stronger than my stomach. Because I spend, as we all do, a lot of our time in this flex position. Okay, so these are a lot more powerful. So that's a really simple test. And what we want to look at over time is our ability to be able to set ourselves up slowly. As our core gets stronger, we will be able to do this without our feet lifting up as much. At the moment, the test might be you can't even get up, okay? Your hip flexors are just far too dominant. But over time, the measure will be that we will be able to get ourselves up a little bit easier. So we're going to break this core training up into 3 strengthening exercises, okay? Phase 1, okay, is going to be a simple breathing exercise, okay? So we're going to get in that lying down position on the floor. And what I want you to try and do is imagine you're trying to fit in a pair of jeans. Suck your belly in as much as you can. You can see I'm creating like a hollow cavity there. Suck it in as much as you can. So really make yourself dead skinny, okay? And you'll probably feel your back pushing into the floor. And I want you to hold that as much as you can, okay? And try touch your knees and hold that position, sucking that belly in. You're probably going to find it's hard to talk. Hold it for a few seconds and then relax, okay? And again, draw your belly button in, reach and hold, okay? So the big focus I want us to have is sucking that belly in. And we're going to go for 10 repetitions, hold and then relax. Belly in, reach, hold and relax. So what we're doing here is, by drawing our belly button in, we're stopping our hip flexors working, okay? And relax. So we're teaching our body that the first movement, the first muscles we need to use is our core, not our hip flexors. So belly in, nice and skinny, reach and hold. So the build on from that is doing it in a standard position. So you can do this when you're talking to a friend, when you're boiling the kettle, when you're doing absolutely anything. If you're on your feet for a long time and you start to feel it in your lower back, it's because your core's not working. So if we just do this when we're walking about, what we're going to do is teach our muscles, teach our core muscles to engage all the time. And all I want you to do while I'm standing here talking is make yourself as skinny as you can, okay? Suck your belly button in. Imagine you're trying to get it out the other side. Suck it in. Really make yourself as skinny as you can and hold it there. And the goal is to be able to talk, okay? And do it like that. So walking around, drawing your belly button in, keep it really tight, okay? Because doing this, you're actually engaging your deep core primary muscles like a hollow cylinder. And that's going to teach your core to get a little bit stronger in a more functional way, okay? Now we're going to add another layer to that. So we now know how to suck our belly button in. We can do it moving around. We're keeping nice and strong. We're going to add a bit of resistance, okay? And this is where my good old friend, the resistance band, comes in. Get yourself like this, clasp your hands, get a little bit of tension on the band, suck your belly button in, step out. Okay, so you should feel the band pulling a little bit. All I want you to focus on is sucking that belly button in. Keep it nice and tight. And I want you to press out. Okay, keeping that belly button tight and then back in. Suck your belly button in, press out, nice and tight and back in. One more, keep that belly button really tight, press out and back in. And then obviously, so we're not walking in circles, you'll do the other way. Okay. So the focus there is creating a little bit of tension, sucking your belly button in. So this is really good because we're teaching us to engage our core, but we're bringing in rotation now, and it's a lot more functional. And when you start to do this, these muscles in your stomach will start to tighten naturally, and you'll find you'll hold yourself better. So now how do we apply this to every exercise we do in the gym? Okay, so you know how to engage your core now. You can do it walking around when you're talking to Sandra. Okay, so let's apply it to the gym. And this is where we can actually get a strong core no matter what we do. Okay, so you don't have to lie on the floor and do repetitive sit-ups. Okay, they're actually quite advanced. What we can do is train our core when you're doing a squat, a deadlift, a lunge, a bench press, picking up your purse. You can do it with everything, okay? But we're going to apply it to a deadlift, okay? Really simple. So all I want you to do, suck your belly button in, and pick the weight up. Focus on your belly button in, belly button in, belly button in, belly button in, belly button in. My belly button's still in. Same, belly button in, belly button in. Okay, and you can do that with whatever exercise. With a squat, belly button in, belly button in. So the more we focus on making ourselves nice and skinny, guess what? So rather than having our stomach nice and bloated and not really used, straight away we're sucking our belly button in, our core's getting really tight. You'll naturally appear slimmer without losing anything because your core's nice and firm and solid. So if you picture when you're sat down, I don't know if your parents used to say it to you, they used to say it to me, stop slouching. So I'm slouching like this, you probably do it at work without even realising. Now engage your core and you're naturally going to make yourself taller, more upright. And this is going to be a lot stronger, so we're not going to get those aches and pains in our back and everything else in between. So now onto the advanced stuff. So you've probably done sit-ups in the past and then told yourself you can't do them. When you know how to engage your core, the sit-up is going to be really good because the primary area a sit-up is meant to target is our abs. Okay, for most of us though, I remember when I used to try and do hundreds of them, it was my back, it was my hip flexors, it was everything but my stomach. So we're going to get back in that lying down position. Okay, now I know after repetition and repetition how to engage my core. I'm going to suck my belly button in, and then what I'm going to do is sit myself up nice and slow and control it down. Still my belly button's in, belly button's in, belly button's in, and back up. Belly button in, belly button in. You can see my feet coming up a little bit, but my core's having to work really hard to fight that now. So my core is actually overpowering my hip flexors a bit. Control back down, and back up, belly button in. One more, control, and then back up. So right here now, I am not using my spine. All I can feel is my stomach working, and then back up. So my advice with all those videos there is find your baseline, okay? You might do the test and you're perfect. Your core is rock solid. You might do just the breathing exercise and that's your foundation, but work your way up the levels. When you've done that, go into the resistance band, okay? When you can do that easier, apply it to your strength stuff anyway. And then when you can do that, take that into your core exercises that we may give you in your programming. Because when you can learn how to suck your belly in and engage it, and you do it repeatedly, you'll naturally do it anyway. You'll be standing there talking to people and you'll just feel your core working. When you're going on long walks, your core will be working because you're engaging it. We're not like this, okay? So when you've watched this, let me know what you found useful. If you've got any questions or you're a little bit uncertain on how you need to apply it to yourself, message me directly and I'm more than happy to sort of delve into things a little bit more.